It's back. Our Traxxas Rustler 4x4 is back on the workbench, and that's because I just got these in. The new Sledgehammer tires for it. These are a really good looking tire. They fit both the Rustler 4x4 and the Stampede 4x4, and I think they're gonna look awesome on our project build. I think this is like video number 9 or 10 in the project series. We've got a playlist on the channel. Definitely check it out if you have a Rustler 4x4. But now, let's head over to the workbench. We'll check out these tires up close, get them on the truck, and go out for a drive. Now, before we go ahead and bolt these new Sledgehammer tires onto the truck, let's just take a closer look at them. And it's about $38 for a pair. And I really like the lug design on this. Really tall, large lugs. So we've got these bars in the center, and then just this webbing throughout that really creates a nice looking pattern, and I think a solid pattern that's going to hold up, especially if you have a lot of power to it. On the sidewalls here, we got the Traxxas logo, the Sledgehammer logo, the size of the tire as well. And then it's mounted to this nice black spoke wheel here. I really like the design on here, kind of a B-lock style. Got the lug nuts in the center. Let me just spin it back around. You can see the 12mm hex, and then the webbing back here. Looks like it's going to brace that rim really, really well. There are 2 vent holes in the rim from the factory, so you don't have to worry about venting them. However, that does mean that you have to go and tape them up if you're going to go run this thing through some water. But the foam on the inside, I believe it's an open cell foam. I'm not 100% sure on that, but by looking through the vent holes, it kind of looks like an open cell foam, a firm foam actually. So it's got a really good feel to it. And let's just hold it up to the stock tires here. Now, the thing I really like about this, just looking at it right off the bat, is it's got a nice rounded carcass to it, whereas the stock tire is a pretty flat tire. And what could be an issue with a flat style of tire is you get a really harsh edge right here. So when you go into the corners, that could really catch. And with the rounded tire, it allows a little bit of give, but you know, with this large lug, I think you're still gonna get some traction, but I think it will prevent this thing from really hooking because of that hard edge on there. This tire is a little bit taller than the factory tire. It's also a little bit wider than the factory tire. So it's gonna go and raise up the truck just a little bit, and I think it's gonna give it a much better stance actually for backyard bashing and just general bashing, because it's got to be a little bit higher off the ground. And because of that, I think you're just going to enjoy it a lot more. It's going to be a lot more capable. All right, now let's go bolt these on, see how they look. And I really just need to take this thing out and drive it. And so my test spot of choice is the local park with the BMX track. This is a great spot. Got some asphalt here to run on. Of course, the BMX track, gonna run through some grass. We're gonna see how these tires hold up and see if it makes the truck a lot more fun. All right, we're gonna start off at my usual spot over here. I always start at this jump for some reason. I don't know why, maybe because it's just some big air, but I've already been driving this on 2S. I'm on 3S now. And there is definitely a lot of inertia behind these tires. They're a little bit bigger, they weigh a little bit more. And I think it's definitely kind of changing the attitude of the truck. Definitely have to be a bit lighter on the trigger, because it will definitely pull the front of this truck up. So maybe there needs to be a little bit of a dip oil change too. Definitely need to be a lot smoother on the throttle from what I found so far. And I've been beating this truck up. It's got a lot of power on 3S. Ooh. Oh, look at that.
Oh, I saved it. Look at that. All right, let's go again. This thing rips. I love this truck. All right, let's go for another big one. Some air, more air. All right, wasn't so big, but definitely you could see how much those tires affect the truck. I do like the traction. Definitely has a lot of forward bite to it. I think I got a bearing going bad in the transmission. I've been driving this truck a lot, mostly in my backyard. It's a lot of fun in the backyard, just kind of ripping around in the grass. A little bounce there. Not sure if that's the tires yet, still trying to figure that out. But yeah, they definitely add a lot of just pull to the front of the truck. All right, let's test this out in some grass here. They've got some traction to them. It's a pull. Definitely has a lot of pull to it. Wow. It's the first time I hit the body. That's what I was worried about, if it would hit the body or not. I've got the wheels turned there. It doesn't seem to be catching the front, so that's good. It's got some decent traction in grass. It's a little taller. I'm not too worried about running in grass with it. But yeah, definitely like it here too. This truck has a lot of power. Whoa, yeah. I mean, that's just light on the throttle. This thing is just, it just wants to pull the front up. All right, let's go try it on some rocks over here. How much those tires just pull the front of that truck up so easily. That's awesome. Love that. Carry it, carry it. Oh. This thing is a wheelie machine. They don't grow too crazy. It's just a lot of weight there that this thing is pulling now. Oh, front flip. Oh, come on, land on all four. Oh. All right, let's try this jump over here. I always go wide on that one because I think I gotta hit myself. I think my gear mesh is just a little too tight. I think that it moved a little bit, but I'm not gonna adjust it just yet. There we go, a little bit of brake in the air. Yeah, these tires definitely affect the handling of the truck as far as the touchiness of the throttle, just the power going forward. So you definitely need to pull, work on the throttle when you're driving it with these tires. This truck is a beast. Look at that. Oh, I flipped it. Yeah, did you see that? That was awesome. Flip. All right, definitely liking the Sledgehammer tire. Let's head back to the workshop, talk about the performance of them.
All right, so let's wrap this thing up. I really like the performance of the new Sledgehammer tires. Out there on the BMX track, they provide plenty of forward bite. Going through the corners, they don't hook. However, there is a touch of noticeable understeer, and they don't expand too much. They do expand because they're not a belted tire, but not to the point where this thing becomes a little edgy and out of control. They held up on the rims. The 12mm hex didn't strip out. Overall, just a really good tire. And from what I can tell so far, not excessive wear on the lugs or anything like that. But these aren't just a bolt-on and go tire, in my opinion. There's a couple things I would want to throw out at you just to be aware of when you're using them, and it's just to make sure that your truck is running at optimum performance and you don't have any issues. So one of the things I want to throw out at you as far as like the handling goes and stuff is, yes, the tires grow. They're a bit heavier, and if you're running a center differential, you might notice a bit more power transfer to the front because that extra weight, that extra inertia, may cause that power to go forward, and the truck wants to basically flip over backwards, do backflips when you're going off of jumps and stuff like that. So you're kind of going to have to, one, either, relearn the driving of it, as far as the throttle goes, or you may have to, maybe change your diff oils just to kind of settle things out from that extra weight, extra size of the tires. The other thing I want to throw out at you is because of the larger size of the tires, that basically changes the rollout of your vehicle. It's kind of like, in simple terms, increasing the size of your pinion gear. So because of that, when you increase the power speed of your vehicle, let's say through a pinion gear, you always have to watch your temperatures of your speed controller, of your motor, and that's the same with putting a larger tire on there. So when you first put these on, make sure you just go and check your temperatures, and you don't want to overheat anything. If you're not running a cooling fan, you might want to go throw one on there. If you are noticing higher temperatures, or you could go and drop the pinion down a tooth or two. I was running mostly on 3S. It was getting kind of warm, and it's just one of those things that I wanted to throw out at you guys. And finally, I want to talk to you about the durability changes with running a larger tire. So you now have a larger tire on there, which gives you more surface area for things to grab onto, or because of that extra weight, there is now more stress on other parts. And when I went and jumped it and caught a tire when I was coming down, I snapped a rear axle off of it. So there is a little extra force to consider being exerted on your truck when driving with a larger tire. But overall, it's a very cool tire. I think the truck is a great backyard basher with the larger tire on there. It definitely worked well at the BMX track, and I could certainly see a lot of people using these tires as an aftermarket tire option instead of using the stock tires. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed our overview of the Sledgehammer tire. If you haven't done so yet, please click that subscribe button and the notifications bell. Throw the video a like, and we'll see you back soon for some more RC Driver videos.